evening, and thank you very much, Mr. Mayor and councillors, for allowing me to present this evening. It was a very last-minute thing, but I think we've got some interesting topics here for you to consider this evening. A parking lot where the land belongs to the town, and you can see a picture of it up there, which essentially shows the existing parking lot, works department, and this is what we're asking the town to lease to us for a minimum amount for the next few years. So essentially, if you take a look at that, and you see the access from the side roads that go in and not from Young Street, and that's very, very important. The view of the parking lot that was drawn up by the town in 2016, and it shows the parking lot itself with, I think, 50 parking spaces, and then a walkway to Hillary House, and that's the most important thing. As you all know, the Hillary House is a National Historic Site. There's only 2 of them in your region. And the Historical Society has been in existence now for the last 53 years. So what we want to do is to have this access to a parking lot which will bring a lot of safety. It will also, the big thing is, bring a lot more visitors in the way of tour buses, school buses, and people being able to park. Right now I think we can have about 6 parking spaces in front of the house. Otherwise you park on Young Street or in the Shoppers Drive down the street, and there's a sign there that says you'll be liable to be towed away if you park here and not shop. So it gives us access to both the Hillary House itself, to Horton Place carriage house, which is disassembled and sits behind the barn, and we're going to rebuild that very shortly. And we're hoping to be able to persuade the town to maybe move the patch house to our property, and that would make a really nice addition to what is the usable buildings there right now to run programs, etc., etc. I don't know whether you've looked at the recent edition of the Aurora, and this is regarding the patch house. There was a cartoon, and essentially that's what it said. It might be a good place to sell cannabis in. We thought we'd come up with a much better. This was put together by the town in 2016 as a cost estimate of what it would cost to make the works area right now into a parking lot, and then another cost of what it would take to make the walkway up to Hillary House itself. That would be something we'd be looking for, but the other we'd be looking for you, the town, to invest in the parking lot. So the property still belongs to you, of course, and you're just loaning it out or leasing it to Hillary House. So we believe strongly that we can, in 3 years, we can more than triple our current revenue coming in as a result of visitors being allowed to use buses and so on. In fact, I was told the other day that it's on Travelocity, it's #1 choice on Travelocity for the visit to Aurora. So the Hillary House has got quite a reputation as well. So my bottom line is, I'd like you to consider very strongly turning this works area into a parking lot and allowing us to have access to it to increase the number of people that visit Hillary House in a given year, and we can run and expand our programs. So thank you very much indeed, and I'm ready here to answer any questions you have.
Just so I understand, so you're looking for the town really to make the contribution for the parking lot, which is based on this 2016 quote, 126,000. Hillary House is prepared to build the pathway, which is the $61,000 figure on the budget before us.
Yes, that's the idea, and we would get the money from government agencies. We've explored this before, and we believe we can get funding for that.
Because I think, from my own perspective, and I'm happy to see some more information, but I think that having the pathway is essential to, if you build a parking lot, you can't just have them traverse up the grounds, and so I think the town would want some sort of assurances that that money is in place as well before moving forward with a parking lot. So I know you said you've gone down this path before with different grants and so forth, but if the grants aren't available, Does Hillary House have the funds to build
Well,
it?
the pathway we went before was to the Trillium Foundation, and the way that works, and you probably know this already, is that you put your bid in, and they have a certain amount of money, and they go through the people that score the highest, and when they've spent all their money, that's it. So we were out of luck at that particular time. But Parks Canada is another opportunity, and we've been given to understand that we would be smiled on favorably if we reapply.
I like your old school drawing of the parking lot. I did architecture back in the day, and it just brings back some good old school memories. So it was really great.
Good.
Thank you. I was reading some of the information you were talking about the reasons for the parking, because you wanted to encourage and increase a lot of people coming to the venue, and you had mentioned like buses and such. And I was looking at the design, and I was wondering, just based on the design you have here, is it capable for buses to coming in and turning around and exiting, or was there plans to extend that parking lot so it can continue exiting out on the north side?
Yes, we want to encourage and make available a safe parking for buses and tour buses, because the only way they can do it now is to pull up on Yonge Street outside the Hillary House entrance and let the people off, and then have to come back at some time to pick them up. It's something that they don't want to do. They find it very dangerous, and they don't want to park in the Shoppers Drug parking spot just north of the Hillary House itself. So having access to parking and safe access would be a tremendous advantage, and we believe, and I've handed out a hard copy of the expected increase in revenue based upon the increase in number of people visiting. And this is a conservative estimate that our revenue will certainly increase, and us be able to offer more programs to more people, schools, tours, etc.
Can buses turn around on the existing designs? It looks like it's very narrow, so if there was a lot of cars that were parked in it and a bus were to come in, is it capable to turn around within that parking lot, or do you intend on having something attached to the north side of that parking lot so the bus can exit out on the north side?
So you're suggesting or inquiring about the ability for the buses to turn around?
To come in and out.
This was a design put forward by the town, okay?
Oh, okay.
So I see what you mean, yes. Now, if we impose on top of that to scale model of a bus, I don't know, I think it would be enough room for a bus to come in and turn around, depending on how many cars are parked there, etc.
The costing was based on 2016 pricing, so I guess we should assume that the cost of inflation in this project could potentially cost more than...
I spoke to the town staff today, and they said they would try and change that so that the 2 years have gone by. The cost probably, it would never have gone down, I don't think, but it might go up a little bit.
Thank you, Mr. Green, for coming again to the podium. I don't remember clearly, but when you came last time, there were some issues about potentially some things being buried below the surface. Pipes, nothing hazardous, but kind of garbage.
Well, yes, I heard the same rumor, and I don't know that the town would bury junk, and if they did, whether they're responsible or whether they can just, my thought would be bulldoze the thing flat, put in some 3 or 4 inches of 3/4 inch granular, and roll it out, tamp it down. This lets the rain permeate through the gravel, and perhaps they don't have to remove anything that's buried down there. I don't know. It's not as if it's a burial ground.
No, I thought we tasked town staff to look into that, but I wouldn't remember who would have if they did.
I haven't been able to find any feedback on that.
Okay. It was something we were going to look into. I mean, I think this parking lot would be very, very important for Hillary House, and I would like to see that you have it. I think part of the issue last time when you came was that you needed the town's support to help your grant application.
Yes.
and we couldn't give it at that time. I'm so happy to hear that you want to adopt the Patch House. Nobody wanted
We'd
Patch
love to
House for
adopt the
so
Patch House.
long.
I would not like it turned into a cannabis center.
Well,
Imagine the school comes in and the carriage house is there and they're taken to the Patch House and they're explained and shown how the pioneers used to live and then get some presentations there, then move on to the carriage house and shown where the doctors at the time used to keep their horses and how they made calls. And they didn't have cell phones, and the horse was in the barn there with hay at the top. And we could also use it for certain other storage, which we're always looking for artifacts, and then move on to Hillary House itself to complete a really, really nice rounded up tour. And that would expand our acceptability and interest, with people coming in. And therefore we look to a lot more visitors for that.
I think it's all a terrific idea. Of course, it's always a matter of the funding.
Thank you very much, Mr. Green, for coming this evening, and I'm excited to see a few of these things come to fruition, and that parking lot would be a great idea to move forward for sure.
Mr. Green, but just in terms of process, do we have to give any other direction other than refer to budget? Will there be some type of staff report if we do refer to budget that they'd, present something to us? And I see none, so okay.